Okay, it's 7:13 plus 17 p.m. Terra. Because today is April 15th, 1993.
Thomas Ferebee?
Yes.
A friend of mine from Roswell, New Mexico, Ralph Hike.
Yeah.
He's a historian,
Yeah.
and he's putting together a history of the 509th, and I'm helping him. I'm doing some research of my own too, and we share information. And he was at
Is he the flying object man?
yeah. Well, he's interested in it, but he's have you heard of him?
Yeah. I think I talked to him once.
Now, when you say flying object, do you mean that story about that crashed disc? Yeah. Well, what do you think about that?
Well, I was a good friend of Butch Blanchard, who supposedly, went out and investigated. And I don't think there was anything to it myself. I never have.
Okay.
So we all have our own opinion.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Are you aware that there's a couple books that are out about that?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen them, but I'm aware there's some books out on
Okay. Yeah, I don't endorse the extraterrestrial hypothesis, but as far as a weather balloon, I kind of doubt that that's what it was. I talked to it.
Well, I'm not saying that it. I'm just saying it might have been something we were testing.
Right, that's what I think it was.
Yeah, that's what I've always figured.
But so I called a General Lou Wilson, who was there in '48.
Yeah, I know Lou.
Okay, and Lou said he didn't know what it was, but in his opinion, he said it was probably some top secret nuclear device that had went wrong or something. But he didn't give me the balloon story.
Well, that's what I've always felt, and I never bothered to go any further with it. But I've been in the testing business for a long time myself back in those days, and I was aware of a lot of things that went on, but I don't know what it was. But that's my guess that it was some of our equipment.
Well, seeing how the year was 1947, and with the advance of technology up to now, why would they continue to keep it a secret?
Well, that I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what
I never followed any further.
Yeah.
But I was at Roswell at the time it happened.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
Okay, that was one of the things I wanted to ask you. So there's three things that I'm interested in. Well, in respect to this history, is 1945, what happened at Tinian, in 1946 at Operation Crossroads, and I've talked to Woodrow P. Swancutt. He died in the third.
I understand. That's what I just heard. He died just recently.
Yeah, third week of March. And I felt bad about that because I was just getting to know him, and I talked to him quite a few times. And last time I talked to him was on March 3rd.
Yeah, I thought a lot of him. He's a great guy. What, did he have a heart problem or something?
Well, this is what Paul Schenchar, his radar man, told me.
Yeah.
Paul said that a friend and Woody were just walking along, and then Swancutt got a pain in one of his legs, and this is how Schenchar put it. He said he was dead before he hit the ground.
Well, that'd be nice.
So that's either an
He took good care of himself health-wise. I thought he was in better shape than most of us.
he was 77, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Woody was always, I thought he always looked good. Never was overweight or anything, and I thought he was in good shape. But we never know what's going to happen.
No, and to any of us, for that matter.
Right.
Okay. Well, so you were there at when that so-called crash balloon or whatever it was.
Yeah, right.
And Blanchard printed this, had Walter Hall plant this. Released a story that they had possession of a flying disc. Well, what were you doing at the time? Were you operations officer?
No, I was a staff bombing, I guess you'd call it, in the 393rd Squadron.
Well, let me.
I was up there, and I see. Well, when Sandia, TDY, then I went back to Roswell, and I left there in late August of 48, I think, when I went to Mesa for upgrading. So I was either at Albuquerque or I was at Roswell. I was still assigned to Roswell, but I was in school at Albuquerque for 3 months in weaponeer school.
Okay.
So, but I was aware of this happening. I mean, I was out there. Either I was, like I said, I was at Roswell or I was up at Albuquerque. I was still assigned to Roswell.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. A fellow that was there in 47, he said that, and he's from the same town here that I am. Just it's a coincidence. Anyway, he said that one night when he was there, he was on furlough about from June 29th, 47. He got back about July 19th, 47. And he said that a man named Harry Hart, he was head of the line, he was NCO, head of the bomb loading line, come out and wanted a guard to guard the pit, and it was at night, and he wanted to volunteer, but nobody volunteered, so he chose this guy named Quigley, and then Quigley went out and guarded this pit, and it was at night, and supposedly these guys, the CIC, were up from Alamogordo airfield, and supposedly that was the way the story went, is that they were there to practice loading an atomic weapon onto a B-29 in the dark inside of a canvas bag. And this friend of mine, he said in all the time that he was there, he never knew anyone to load up a atomic weapon at night, and he never knew anyone to stand guard over it. And he said, why would the CIC be there from Alamogordo when they didn't have no B-29s?
Well, I don't know who your friend is. He don't know what the hell is going on.
Exactly. He said it was like watching football and hearing baseball.
Well, what I mean is, if he didn't say they've never loaded them at night, he didn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, so they did load them at night?
Well, hell yes.
See, no,
Why not?
That's what I thought.
I don't know who he is, but he sure doesn't know what he's talking about.
See, I called up William J. Boris.
Yeah.
You never heard of him? And I asked him, see, I wanted to run that story by him to verify that if it was unusual to load something at night. He said, no, hell, they had that contingency.
What are you doing exercises? If you have an exercise at night.
Exactly. You know, that's what I thought. Because, if something happens at night where you guys got to take off, and it's at night.
Don't wait till daylight.
Right.
Oh, I hear all kinds of stuff. It doesn't bother me. I mean, they change from year to year.
Did you know Jesse Marcel?
Marcel?
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
It's been so long ago. I mean, there's very few people I remember out there.
How about Gerald F. Anderson?
Anderson?
Gerald F. Anderson.
Is he a colonel?
No, he was an aircraft pilot in 19.
Yeah, a tall guy.
I'm not sure.
We had 2 or 3 Andersons. One we called Little Andy, and he had a tall guy. He was quite a guy.
There was a Julian P. Anderson.
Yeah, well, I think that's the one I'm thinking about. He's aircraft commander.
Yeah, and there was an airplane, a B-29 crash there in August 12, 1948, right outside of Roswell, about 6 miles. It was the number 383 that crashed. They were on TDY.
That one taken off at night?
Yeah, they were on TDY to Goose Bay, Labrador.
I remember there was one taken off at 2 o'clock in the morning, turned right into the mountain.
Oh, really?
And he had a weapon aboard, yeah.
Well, now was that in Roswell or up at
That was out of Albuquerque.
Albuquerque?
Oh, you mean it was crashed at Roswell?
Yeah.
What year was it?
It was August 12th, 1948.
Oh, that was one where Simple got no?
No?
No, I don't remember the one at 48.
Okay, that was...
I might have already been gone to Mesa.
Well, so you...
One crashed early, and it was where Dave Simple got killed during the practice of those damn bikini things.
Right. Yeah, I'm familiar with that story. Do you remember a large building there with the words Project Tesla wrote on them? Tesla, T-E-S-L-A?
No, I really don't.
Okay, I saw a documentary. The Army Air Force was experimenting with.
We had 2 or 3 good-sized hangars. That's all I remember.
On this documentary, it said that this building, this hangar that housed the Project Tesla, it was a magnifying lens that generated static electricity. Was right next to the hangar that housed the Enola Gay, or was real close.
How did the Enola Gay work?
At Wendover.
Hell, it was out on the ramp like every other airplane.
Oh, okay, well, there you go with, as far as, these documentaries,
That airplane was just another airplane like Home 15. Lewis was the commander.
Right.
When we went over, Paul and I went over in July. They went over in May with the airplane, cruising. Paul and Dutch and I went over. I got there the 14th of July, and Paul came, like 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah, Tinian.
Yeah.
14th of
And
July.
we just replaced 3 people on that airplane, and they named it Enola Gay, and that airplane was no different to the others. It was just exactly like all the other 15 airplanes. I've had people tell me they remembered it when it came through the line at Wichita and different places. Their mother worked on it and all kinds of stuff.